Patrick Harvey, who is a Green Party member of Scottish Parliament. He's here to talk about the campaign to save the Accord Centre. Patrick, do we have you? Here you are, right, okay, fantastic.
Hello. I didn't know I was being asked to speak about the Accord Centre. But I'm very happy to lend my wholehearted support to the Accord Centre.
That's not even you, but you can support.
That wasn't even me, that's fine. But I want to lend my wholehearted support to the campaign to save the Accord Centre and the services that it provides, just as I lend my support to this demonstration and the people who've been camping here. I hope that you work well as well with the Green Party councillors in Glasgow City Council, that we can offer you support to stay for as long as possible to make sure that this occupation is not only here but visibly here for the people of Glasgow, to gain support from people in Glasgow for as long as you're here. I know I'm not going to go on about party politics, because there are many people here who see the limitations of party politics, who don't see party politics as part of the solution, or who even see it as part of the problem. Now believe me, as someone who spends my time working inside party politics, there are days when I sympathise with that point of view. I see the limitations of party politics up close and personal. But one of the things that we can do is challenge political parties and democratic institutions when they act against the fine and inspiring principles that we just heard read out at the start of the speeches here. When our governments, our councils, our parliaments spend their money, which is to say your and our money, in ways that props up the interests of the super rich, your money is being spent buying goods and services from corporations which avoid tax. And one of the principles that was read out was about tax justice. Just like the UK Uncut movement, I believe this one needs to put tax justice at the forefront of the issues that we're bringing for public debate. There are individuals and corporations who make their millions and their billions and stash them away, avoiding the fair taxes that you and I and individual people cannot avoid. And just a few weeks ago we had the nauseating sight in the Scottish Parliament of the notorious tax exile Jim McCall, one of Scotland's richest business people, admitting that he stashes his personal fortune away in Monaco and then demanding that we slash his corporation tax bill as well. And our public authorities are buying things like catering services from Sodexo and IT services from Hewlett Packard, corporations which avoid the fair taxes which need to be levied. There is not enough willingness on the part of our political landscape to use the word tax to ensure that we can provide the public services that make our society decent and fair. And so I say that we need to put tax justice at the forefront of this campaign and target in as constructive a way as possible all of those wealthy individuals and corporations that are refusing to pay their share. And I stand with you in every effort that you make over the next few weeks and months to move forward in that agenda. Thank you very much for everything you're doing.
Save the Accord campaign to tell us about the terrible, terrible things that have been happening to their centre and what we can do to try and save it. I'm also going to take this moment to underline that we have speakers and we're really glad and they've got amazing things to say, but the most important part of this meeting will be after the speakers, when we involve you in the conversation and the discussion and we listen to you, because that is what we're trying to achieve here. Okay, next please somebody from Accord, if we could get a few brief words. Thank you.
Hi. I'm a mother from the East End of Glasgow. I'm here today because they're knocking down my daughter's centre to make way for a bus park for the Commonwealth Games and no replacing it. Glasgow City Council are saying there's no money there to replace it, yet 6 directors from the Commonwealth Games are getting an extra £20,000 a year bonus to be there on top of their wages. which I think is wrong. The Accord Centre is for adults with learning disabilities, and as a mother and the rest of the mothers here, we're going to fight this. We're not giving up. On Thursday, Glasgow City Council are holding a motion for the Accord Centre at 1 o'clock, and I ask you to be there and give us your support. We need to stick together here. Workers, people that are getting their benefits cut, everything. We need to stick together and fight this, because we're not going to go away, and we need to let them know that we're not going to go away. I could go on and on and on, but I know there's a lot, a lot of people here to speak, so give your support and be there on Thursday at 1 o'clock outside the chambers. Thanks.
An activist from Chile who's been helping out amazingly with the occupation. If she'd like to make her way to the stage, I'm going to give her the code name M. It's you!
Hello, how are you? My name is Macarena, I'm from Chile. I'm really happy to be here. I love Glasgow and I love you all. I'm a teacher, I'm a drama teacher, and in Chile we have a massive movement for a free of thought, free of charge and quality education. That movement has been grown over the last 6 months, and now it's an international movement because we all deserve quality education and we don't have to overpay for it. I'm really happy to be here with the occupation in Glasgow. We are the 99%, we are all over the world, we are all kind of different people, and I want to embrace this opportunity to call the 1% and realize that you are in the other corner and here is so much warmer and happy, so you are welcome to join us.
Thanks very much, Macarena. Next I'd like to invite Anne Lynch, who's from the Campaign Against Fuel Poverty. If you have been out here for any of the days of the last 6 nights that we've been camping out, you will understand that it gets cold and nippy in Glasgow, and people have a right to live in comfort and warmth, and she'll tell you more.
Okay, thanks very much. I'd like to thank the George Square occupation for allowing the anti-fuel poverty campaign to have a few minutes today, for allowing us to have a platform. We're now facing another long, cold winter, and if it's anything like the long, cold winter of 2009, we are facing 20,000 Scottish citizens dying of fuel poverty. You'll be aware that the condemned government has recently announced that the national winter fuel payment available every November to the over 60s is going to be reduced from £250 down to £200. For our over 80s population, despicably, it is going to be reduced from £400 down to £200. At the same time, the 6 big private companies, electricity and gas, have announced a massive hike of 19% on the gas and 11% on the electricity. I wasn't very good at maths at school, but 19% and 11% means a 30% hike in our gas and our electricity, and what looks like another long, cold winter. It is an absolute disgrace. We live in a country that has got an abundance of natural resources. We've got gas, we've got electricity, we've got water, we've got that much that we export it. Yet in this small country with these abundant resources, we had 20,000 people died in Scotland of fuel poverty in 2009. It's an absolute disgrace. We have set up there are various community campaigns against fuel poverty springing up all over Scotland. Our particular campaign is very simple and it's very clear. It's called the Campaign 250. It's been relaunched. We started this in November of 2009 in response to the trauma that our people were experiencing due to not being able to afford to heat their home. The campaign 250 tells the government that we want the £250 because we don't accept the reduction for 250 down to 200. We want that 250 national winter fuel payment extended downwards to everybody that's under 60, everybody that's on benefit, that's on low pay, everybody that's a student that's facing fuel poverty should be and will be entitled to that £250 at the end of November this year. We're saying to the government, we're not accepting this. We're a small, but we're a rich country. We've got millions of natural resources. The SNP spoke at their conference yesterday. Alex Salmon made a really good speech about very progressive policies in terms of young people. He spoke about giving a guaranteed training place to every 16 and 19-year-old. Of course we welcome that. He also spoke about 25,000 apprenticeships, but he never mentioned fuel poverty. He never mentioned it. So I would say to the SNP government, what are you going to do? Why did you abandon your decision last year to abandon your commitment to eradicate fuel poverty by 2015? You've now put that policy in the dustbin. We're not accepting this. I want to launch a national anti-cuts and anti-fuel poverty campaign to run the length and breadth of Scotland. We must have a demonstration. We must have a demonstration against fuel poverty, November or December of this year. We cannot let this happen. We are not taking this. Join the campaign against fuel poverty. Say no to fuel poverty.
Thank you, Anne, that was amazing. Next I'd like to invite Keir McKechnie, if I pronounced that right, sorry. Is it McKechnie, there you go. He's from Stop the War, and I think we can probably all agree that wars need to be stopped, but he'll tell us why.